Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Fight Night. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. William D. Morgan. We'll get Josie joining us in just one moment as we go over the best of professional wrestling. But first, we have a special guest on this week. He was on with us a couple weeks ago. We got him back with us. We're going to go ahead and bring him in. Now, he has requested that we bring him in the right way, and I do agree because they are also one of my favorite tag teams as well. So, without any further ado, I'm going to hit the music first, and then we're going to bring the man himself in. Hey, Tom, what's up, man? How you doing, my brother?
What's going on, my brother? That's right. Everybody knows the Midnight Express is actually the greatest tag team ever formed. And if anybody got any problems with that, we got beef.
Not me. Not me. Not me.
Everybody knows it doesn't make a difference. It was Bobby and Stan or Bobby and Dennis. It doesn't make a difference. They both were both teams number one. Period.
I feel you. The only person on this podcast that's got a problem with the manager of the Midnight Express is this person right here. Now, this person is Josie. Let me go ahead and bring Josie in. Josie gonna let you know all about it. What's up, Josie?
Okay, it actually held this time. I don't know what was going on. It seemed like every time you went to bring me in, it would just crash.
It just crash on you. We good.
So, all right.
Right.
Again, I have nothing against the Midnight Express. I respect wholeheartedly one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and I respect
the greatest tag team of all time.
Greatest tag team. One of.
Whatever.
One of.
Ooh,
One of.
They are the greatest tag team ever.
One of.
Period.
I ain't gonna say in front. Joseph, I ain't gonna say in front. If you go back and look at everything the Midnight Express did, that's kind of hard to refute. I mean, particularly with this day of tag team wrestling, but I digress. Let me go ahead and bring my man Stacks in. Stacks, what's going on, Stacks?
What's up, y'all? Just another Tuesday night. Let's get it.
Well, acknowledge your boy. Acknowledge me. But anyway, go ahead.
Will, hit the button.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. I had some technical issues on my own before we got started. One of my Rodecaster's power buttons messed up. So I went and got a Rodecaster Duo, and that froze up on me right when I turned on. I used that bitch last night, and it just froze up from there. So now I'm back on this. I'm glad I didn't send it in. Let me go back and... All right, little boy, what did you do to this? What did my son do to this?
He messed it up.
I think he did. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Round one, fight.
There you go. He moved it to another freaking page. I'll put him in to go to sleep when I see him this weekend.
So, all right, we are back for another round of Fight Night, man. I'm excited. We are gonna dive right into. So first thing I want to talk about. I know 3 people's on this show's opinion, and I really want to go to Big Tone first on this. First off, Big Tone, what's your opinion of the one they call Goldberg?
Who, Gold bitch?
Oh, yes!
He feels like I do.
That overpriced non-wrestling motherfucker. Come on now. Disco Inferno wrestles better than Goldberg. Everybody knows that. Come on now.
That's not really high praise, but
exactly. That's why I said it.
More than he deserves.
That's why I said it.
So, the comments that he made on this podcast this past week about that Japanese girl, which puts some respect on her goddamn name, you bitch. It's Asuka. She's got 20 years in the business, which is more than you have total in all of your time. and she actually deserved her breaking your streak. And I saw a TikToker and he put it the best I'd seen it. Like, you were given the streak because it was easier for other people to put you over than to get you to where you needed to be.
In other words, she earned it. He didn't.
100%. 100%.
That's all you can say. She earned it. He didn't. In the story.
Yep.
If it wasn't for Kevin Sullivan, there would be no Goldberg. Period.
And I don't disagree with some people that I do feel like Brett kind of is stuck in the past on this. But also, in that same note, I do feel like Goldberg's at fault. I was having a discussion with someone on William Regal in the time that he beat the shit out of Goldberg in the ring.
That exposed him right there. That's why everybody calls him that he can't wrestle, because William Regal exposed him on national TV.
Well, to me, that seems like he was told a few times in the back by the boys, "Hey, you're unsafe. You're unsafe. You need to take this more serious. You're unsafe." And finally, they told him enough. And one of the guys that was kind of a top guy in that locker room beat the shit out of him. He Ron Simmons'd his ass.
Pretty much. Pretty much. But he wasn't as brutal as Ron Simmons was.
No, he wasn't.
Oh boy.
He Bob Hollied his ass. What Bob Holly?
Ron beat the hell out of Ahmed Johnson.
Oh
he
man,
beat the hell out of that man.
Shit out of him.
Bob Holly did it in wrestling way, but Bob Holly beat the shit out of what was that kid from Tough Enough that went on to the UFC?
Daniel Puder?
Yeah, beat the shit out of Puder. Beat the shit out of him on SmackDown.
He broke him down real quick.
But like, not in the point that you thought it was like too much. But he beat the shit out of him.
Oh, no, Holly knew what he was doing.
Yes, 100%. Bob Holly is one of those guys that didn't get the break he deserved.
No.
The problem is he could wrestle. He was good to mediocre on the mic, but he had absolutely no charisma.
He was a legit tough guy, and they couldn't stop him.
Yeah,
So?
If they could have found a good manager to put him with, he could have been the guy. But
at that time, what manager would you think would have put? If you would have put, what manager would you have put it with him?
You're talking that's the late 90s to the early to mid 2000s. And really his prominent run would be Attitude Era to beginning of Ruthless Aggression. This might be controversial, but Teddy Long.
Would he have got a Sheamus run? Would that what you would equate that to? Or could he have went
with a manager?
Yeah.
A Sheamus run?
Yeah, a Sheamus run.
Yeah,
I could see
run. With the right manager, 100%. 100%. Even Paul E coming in from ECW at that point would have been an interesting person to put him with. Paul could turn anyone into gold. So
yeah, I was gonna say.
True. Hell yeah, could.
Anyone into gold.
Yeah.
So
he's trying to turn.
Who would you say, Tone?
I would have to. I have to agree with you.
Teddy would be an interesting choice.
I was gonna say who else would be a good match there? I mean, just thinking on it.
You got to think back to that era and who were the prominent.
No, you
managers.
do for sure. No, 100%.
During that time, but you gotta realize Teddy was a damn referee during that time. He was referee at SmackDown at that time.
He was.
Yeah.
I mean, it would not be the beginning. It would be Ruthless Aggression era. He was already coming into the GM, so he could have maybe he could have been. It would have been interesting.
Maybe in the middle of that transition.
Yeah.
In the middle.
It would have. Hey, Will, it'd have been interesting to maybe see him be Teddy's like muscle if he were to ever have been heel as a general manager. That would have been interesting to see.
That would have been lovely to see.
It would have been great to see.
That would have been really cool.
That would be
So
great to see. The only thing, and as long as we got him, the Undertaker. As long as we got that, I'm cool.
you are taking on the Undertaker.
That's all out there. As long as we kept that, we good.
He's not on my wall
And his
yet.
famous tag team matches.
Yep.
You and you are in a tag team match versus the Undertaker.
Yep.
That's Teddy,
Okay.
all right.
So yeah, I feel like Teddy would have been a really interesting choice there. I think he could have been good. I feel like Bob deserved more. Even Crash was talented. See,
Yeah, he was.
if Crash and Bob were one person, that's a
That's unstoppable.
mega star. Honestly,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
Crash had great charisma, but he was too small. Bob was a great wrestler, or they were both great wrestlers, and but Bob had no charisma, and so if you could have smashed those two together, they'd have been a fucking star.
Yeah, that Sparky plug took all that charisma out of him. He probably had it, but Vince gave him that one fucked up thing, and he's like, no, not
Yep.
working, not working.
Josie, can I ask you a question?
Yo,
Do I need to keep this on the board?
so actually, Will, you bring me into it. You transition me so well. You just know me so well. So that'll move us right in to guys. We're only 2 weeks out, right? Am I doing the math right in my head? 2 weeks out.
You
The
right.
road
You
to
are.
WrestleMania. We can see the
Mathematician,
end, ladies and gentlemen. The destination is ahead of us. Philadelphia's within sight. Are we really that excited, though?
I ain't.
No, not really.
Not really, no.
Look, you still got crickets on that board?
I still got crickets on this board. Hell yeah. And that's all they get. Crickets.
That's what it sounds like.
And I will say it right here. I've said it before. I think this 100%. They have put too much. All their eggs are in The Rock, Cody, and really just The Rock. It's all.
Well, why wouldn't it be though? Yeah.
But that's not what Mania is about.
No, I
also
understand
don't-
that, but I'm saying
it-
from a
it
business
is all-
standpoint, it makes sense.
But it's also just a short-term fix. Short-term fix. Because if you go back and
Preach,
look at
Will.
it, you need to
Preach.
build. WrestleMania is something you need to build off of.
It
And
is
Absolutely.
what are you building off of?
Well,
Yeah.
and Will, we got to remember if the last few years are proof, that's a bygone era where the Raw after Mania is just amazing because
No,
you're
no,
No,
what I'm
because
saying,
the
but
last
what-
4 years, the Raw after Mania has been trash.
Well,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm
It's
saying
been
is,
dead.
what I'm saying is, you normally take a superstar from Mania who does well, and he gets elevated.
Yeah.
At some point, he gets elevated. But because this Mania is so hum-ho, who are you elevating?
Yeah. So, Will, go ahead and can you pull up a card?
Yep.
And we'll run through it because I know a couple of matches, but the big one, and we're gonna talk. I definitely want to talk Cody Rock, all that shit, and what happened last night on Raw.
Yep.
Because
Rock went back old school on his ass.
He
went
did.
Attitude
90s
Era
shit.
on his ass.
90s shit on it.
I heard
Yeah.
people saying. I've heard
He
people
did.
saying we're in the new Attitude Era. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. Come on. Let's calm down.
Go that far. No.
Let's calm down now.
Well, no. Whoa, wait a minute. They could probably pull it off now. They're not a publicly traded. Well, they are a publicly traded company.
Netflix.
They're part of TKO.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the card.
When they go to Netflix, they can do basically whatever the fuck
The
they want.
Netflix deal will be very interesting
I agree,
to
Tone.
see.
I agree, Tone. I think it will be interesting.
I agree too. I think that what they do with Netflix is going to give them so much freedom. So much freedom.
They're gonna turn it up. They're gonna go back. Okay, now we've got there's no shackles. Let's go back to what we know.
But also, you got to remember, and I tell this to a lot of people, WWE does appeal to a lot of children, way more than what
does.
W does.
It does.
So they
It does.
can't go fully back. There's things that they won't get away with even on Netflix at this point. So
Yeah, because they still got to
I
worry
can
about
see
women
them-
to like bra and panty matches. Nope.
Yeah.
You
I can
can't
see
bring
them
them back.
going maybe more of a, not even a TV-14, maybe a PG-13 type level ish on occasion. But it's
Well, if they just-
also
Yep.
Go
it's
ahead.
also the way that WWE stories are fed. They're easier for children to follow. And this is not a crack, even though I usually would make a crack here, but this is not a crack. It's just WWE storylines are very blatant. They're
Spoon fed.
very easily. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I would normally say.
They're too easy to follow for the kids, and if they go back full Attitude Era,
It
there's a
wouldn't.
lot of shit
yeah.
they cannot get down. They won't be able
Yep.
to do it.
And I think that's where you do have some kids that follow AEW, but I think that's really comes from the parent who follow AEW.
100%.
Because I've watched it with some kids, and it's just a lot harder for them to follow than WWE is. It's not as flashy, it's not as colorful. Like, yeah, they like the flips and shit, but like it's
They're not-
the
they don't get it.
presentation.
They
Yep.
don't get it.
Yeah,
Like, what the
because
fuck is
you
it?
really got to
Don't get
follow what's going on in the ring to follow
The
the
story. In
story.
other words, the storytelling is better.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Let me ask you real quick about AEW. Let me ask you guys your opinions about Pockets.
I love Pockets. Love him. I do.
I just was gonna say it.
I do.
What
I
is
think
his
he's fa-
appeal?
I think he's fantastic. I love the
Love
just
Pockets.
the
Love him.
um
The
I-
nonchalantness.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. The word.
Yes.
I love the nonchalantness.
Yes.
I love, and you can't knock that when he goes, he can go. He can
He
wrestle
can.
really
Yes.
well.
He can.
And
I'll
Preach,
give him that.
100%.
Yeah. He can
And
wrestle.
I
He can
think
show
he's
his
got a
ass.
great gimmick. And I think
Yep.
the gimmick is exactly how you feel about him, Tone. I think he's just one of those guys that you either love him or you hate him. You're not in the middle of the road on Orange at all. Like, you love him or you hate him, or you don't necessarily hate him, but he's not your cup of tea, but you
Correct.
Oh
respect.
no, I give him mad
talent.
respect because I've
Yep.
seen him wrestle. He can get down. No,
Yep.
he knows his craft. Don't
All
get it
right,
twisted.
Josie. I
All
got
right.
a card up, Josie.
Give him 1 second. Go ahead, Big Tone.
He's got his known niche. I mean,
Yeah,
Orange Cassidy is something you got to get ready for him.
yeah.
Some people just
Yeah.
have to get ready for him. But watching his matches, the one he's had with Pac in the Death Triangle, not bad. The boys, he can get down.
Yep.
Don't get me twisted. He can wrestle. But
Yep.
some of the shenanigans he be pulling, it turns me off.
And he doesn't pull that all the time. And like, he has cut that back. You don't see that in every match now. You see that on occasion. I think I do think it eventually the character will have to change. There's one thing we all know about wrestling is you have to evolve or you die. If you
Right.
don't evolve, you will die.
Either that or he takes more of a back seat and he's not in the ring as much,
I mean, which
Which could
could
be.
be.
which could be.
I think the runs that he had with the international championship were great. I think they've been fantastic. I think he was
They're
a
up there,
workhorse
I
with those titles.
They're up there.
With that title, he took a title that was very unknown at that point and made it one of the premier titles in a company that's got a lot of titles. Which I have no problem with because I think it's all about the person carrying that title to try and elevate it as much as they can.
What did Telly say? The title, the person makes the title, not the title making the person.
Exactly. And that's
Yep.
why I don't complain about companies having too many titles because I think that gives more people things to do and it kind of establishes your levels in your company. Where's everybody at? How's things?
I agree.
Yep.
When NWA had that, they had the U.S. title.
Yes.
Damn. They had all when Crockett first bought out UWF. They had all those titles. I agree. Yeah, that pecking order is right there.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to I think AEW is trying to give a different presentation. They are definitely taking more of a New Japan style, and trying to bring it to America. It's not going to be for everybody. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching it. I like the matches. I think um, the storytelling is good. There are 100% things that I think could fix. I wish sometimes Tony's booking was more consistent. I do wish he did
Cut
have
down on the open challenges. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, and I
I mean,
will
there-
say this time with the comeback of the roster, they have been sticking to that more of the
Yeah. No, that's true.
since that's come back. So
Yeah.
so all right, well, hit us off. What is the first
All
match?
right, match I'm going with first. Just play this thing. LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
Yeah, this is what you kind of okay. I will say I didn't even know this match was happening until I saw it on the card last week. I was getting the stuff prepared for the prediction stacks. I'll be sending it to you. Big Tone, I start this thing where we do predictions for every pay-per-view, AEW and WWE. Do you want in? There's no prize. Man. It's just clout.
Yeah,
I'm in. I'm in.
We might as well add him to the group.
Oh yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah,
I'm in.
for sure. So this match, I hate to say it, God, man, out here looking like Macho Man Styles.
He does, man.
Looking like,
that's great comparison.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
But the thing is, AJ, with LA Knight, the way he's with the big pop that LA Knight gets, and everybody knows this is AJ's last contract. Once this runs out, AJ's done.
He's done.
So
I don't think he's done. I think he does one run in AEW, but that's just me.
No, he's done. He's done. I think with this match, he's trying to put LA Knight up there on that level, even though he's been there and he's wrestled Roman, got his ass whooped, but he wrestled Roman. But he's there to stay. He knows he can hang with the big boys now.
Yep. LA Knight's
in storyline, and on the mic, he can go as Eli Drake when he was in NWA Hollywood.
I love
them away.
No, Eli Drake in TNA was killer. Yes. Dummy, yeah. Dummy, yeah.
Yeah. That's why when I first caught on to him was in NWA Hollywood. That's when I first caught on to him. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this dude, he's got to go to the big show. If he keeps this act right here and go to the big show, it's on.
I've seen where he came up with the character in NWA Hollywood and developed it there for a little bit, and then went on to TNA, then went on to NWA Power and developed it a little more. And like, what you're getting now is gold. It's everything. I want some point where he brings back the dummy, yeah.
And you know what to do it? Stone Cold blessing.
Look at
if Steve says, go for it, and gives him that stamp of approval, that's a wrap. He's in. And can't nobody stop him. Yep. With Triple H, the way Triple H is running the show now, he gets that shot, LA going to the top.
But I do feel like they've got to pull the trigger with him soon. He's losing momentum. Yes,
that's why he's winning the match.
Yes, he still gets a big pop. Well, and I feel like it's foregone he's gonna win.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't. Does anybody remember when AJ's contract is up?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So I don't know how long there is, but I'm imagining AJ's in that point of his career where he's just putting people over. Like,
yeah,
he
knows it's that time.
So, yeah. What's your next match? Will, what's your opinion? You've never been a real LA Knight person.
Nope. Never been an LA Knight guy. But you got to do something with him at this point. He is over, but he's starting to lose that momentum. You got to do something with him. and he needs this a lot more than AJ does.
Yeah,
so,
he does.
So I think LA that he'll get this win, but I still think AJ will look strong. But I think LA will get the win.
Way overdue. He needs this W, man.
He needs it bad.
Way overdue.
Yeah,
Way
he
Oh,
needs
we're
it
going to talk
bad.
about someone who might be desperate for a W, very here in a minute. But all right, Nick. Well, what's next?
Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship 6-pack ladder match: The New Day versus DIY versus Awesome Truth versus the Judgment Day and 2 teams yet to be named.
So the big rumor here is one of those teams could be the Hardys.
No.
Hell no.
I don't see it either because I think I heard that Tony is going to hold Jeff for the time that he wasn't there. So that's almost a year of time
Yeah.
that Jeff still owes on his contract. Matt's, I know, yes, is coming to an end. Honestly, I believe they'll come to a deal with Matt, and Matt will get to do broken Matt in AEW because I think that's what he really wants.
Why didn't he do it in the first place?
Because they had no fans. He came in like that, but it doesn't work without fans. That bit, you need fans in the stands. And he's been wanting to go back to it, and they just never been at the point where it made sense to go back to it.
Right.
Yep.
So
I'm excited about this.
He came in as broken Matt. He came in that way, but it was COVID. There was no fans in the stands, and that's it's like Bray Wyatt, all of that. Like you need that feeling.
With that, in this 6-pack challenge, they got the Street Profits versus who did they win for? Who won Friday night? Street Profits won. They beat AOP, which I still understand how that fucking happened. And
they're not doing anything. I love Carrion. I don't understand people's hate for Carrion, but I will say I just feel like WWE just can't do anything with him.
He's boring.
But he's not boring when he's in any other company.
But where is he right now?
I'm just saying.
And he's boring.
Like, I don't understand what it's got to be the writers or he works in every other company.
Because he's boring. It's like he put you to sleep.
If Trips lets him do what he wants to do, I bet you he'll be better.
Probably so.
I think so.
Let him just do what he wants to do under supervision. He'll get over better.
I think so.
I think they were trying to do that during that first stint, and then
that was all Vince. That was all Vince squashing. And that was at the time Vince took over NXT.
Vince made
Hunter tried to repackage him, and
Vince made some of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen in NXT.
Yes, he does.
God.
So
some people need to know to leave well enough alone.
Well, real quick tangent, and we'll move on to the next match. How are we feeling about the tag team division? And there's rumor that they're going to try and find a way to split the titles in this match.
Oh God!
Finally, do we think
they
have? You're 100% right. They've been saying that for like a year and a half since they split the main titles.
Yeah.
And so it could or could not happen.
Not enough there.
Is the tag team division there to support 2 sets of tag team titles?
No,
I don't think so.
No,
it's there.
I don't think it's there.
No, it's there.
Ooh,
If you do it like this,
know.
if you put the NXT tag team titles in there and just make it all one title, then yeah, you have NXT, you've got SmackDown, and you've got the Raw talent trying to go for it all.
But I think my only issue is as far as numbers, you do have it as far as numbers. But when it comes to creative, I think
actual quality, no.
Actual quality creative, I don't think you have it. The numbers game, you have it.
Anybody can be a warm body.
Thank you. The numbers games, you have it. But from the creative side of things,
I agree.
I don't think you do.
Again,
they don't do it well enough to split.
Again, when
prove it,
this came up. Yeah. This came up with the guy I was talking to yesterday. I feel like WWE's main problem right now is their writing staff. They have the talent. They have the wrestling minds there. They have everything they seem to need, but the writing creative isn't clicking the way it needs to. And now, mind you, we are still in the very early eras of the Triple H era. So, and it
At
takes a
what
lot
point
of time to
You
clean.
gotta work the bugs out.
It takes a lot of time to clean up what Vince has done for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to take time for which Triple H at the helm. It's going to take time to get work the bugs out, clear all that bullshit away that Vince did, and
There's
fix
no
it and
magic
mold it to the
wand.
way he wants to do it.
Yeah.
That's the main thing that needs to happen.
Or replace everybody all together and get people in the
Or
people in
or
that
cut
new
it
way for
down.
pro
Can
wrestling.
we cut the staff?
I do think
I don't call for anybody to lose their job, but at the same point,
I do. I
if
think
you're
there's
looking
two.
for a better writing staff, hire people that can write.
Especially when you go to when you go to Netflix. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta. I mean,
For what they're getting, yeah.
You can't
people are
tell
gonna
me.
be paying this.
You
know what I
can't tell me they don't hire people who write for anything else but pro wrestling. They've written for other things.
Oh, most of them have never written for
Not
pro
even
wrestling.
pro wrestling.
You
though.
know,
Yeah, I was gonna
most
say.
Most of them TV writers.
Yeah, they're TV writers or whatnot.
Conan
They
O'Brien
don't
and
know-
shit.
They don't know how to write for pro wrestling.
I mean,
Correct.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
What the fuck does he know? He's a fan. Yeah, I understand. But what the fuck does he know about writing for a wrestling program?
Exactly.
So I think that's their biggest default right now. I do, however, I will say it. There's a couple of people I feel that need to lose their jobs. I feel like Bruce Pritchard needs to go because he's of that Vince era.
That's not gonna happen.
nowhere. And the only reason why I say Bruce ain't going nowhere. The only reason why I say Bruce ain't going nowhere because Bruce got too much support on the back end.
I think
I was gonna say they
Michael
don't
P.S. Hayes needs to go.
He ain't going
Mike
nowhere.
he ain't going there either.
He ain't going nowhere either because you got
His
two
grandfather
people. You have two people that got so much support in the back, and to a certain extent in the front office. Even with Vince gone, they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Those two are
Those
not going
people are
anywhere.
still there. He might be gone, but
The only reason why they go somewhere because they want to leave.
yep.
Yeah, but that's
I agree with you.
Vince still
Because
there.
I agree with. Because I
No, I
agree.
agree. No, I agree.
Michael P.S.
Jody. I
Hayes should
just-
have been gone with his racist ass, but he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Pritchard need to go too, just because he on the same territory line as Cornette to a certain extent.
Yeah,
He ain't going nowhere neither. He ain't going nowhere neither.
Who?
Pritchard. He ain't going nowhere neither.
Oh, Bruce Pritchard? No.
He ain't going nowhere neither.
So,
Nah, he
all
ain't going
right.
nowhere.
Well, next match.
All right, Jay versus Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
This is going to be
This
Yeah,
is
this
one
will be
of
good.
3 or 4 matches I'm actually excited for. So
This is going to be good.
Yep.
everybody knows the statistic, right? We have a brother versus brother match every 15 years at WrestleMania. You
Mhm.
had Bret Owen,
Mhm,
Matt Jeff,
mhm,
Jay and Jimmy.
mhm.
I gotta say, we've all said it. The best things to come out of the Bloodline storyline right now have been the B sides. Like it has not been Roman in over a year. It's been Sammy and KO. It's been Jay and Jimmy.
Yep.
And I think what you're about to see is Solo get his very soon.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because this was.
He's up next, man.
Real quick, Tone. I want to hear your rumor, but I want to say this because I saw a statistic today. Since beating Cena, he's 0-34.
Yeah, that's true. He is. Every match he's been after he beat Cena, he's been they've played him like a damn. He's been a jabroni.
But that seems to me like if you're thinking who he is, he's supposed to be the new Umaga. He's just stewing on that. Like the story is, he's been stewing on that, and we've seen him make certain faces at Roman. We've seen it.
He's getting ready to turn.
Well, it's coming. It's coming. And the rumor is, the rumor is Rikishi's supposed to be the referee for that match.
Oh,
shit.
Oh,
Oh,
that'd be so
shit.
good.
Man,
Damn,
could you
that'd be so
imagine
good.
repping your sons in a match?
I would love
Damn.
it.
That
If
would
it
be
was me
awesome.
Can we bring
on the
Scotty
grand
in for
on the
the
main stage
just for the
in night
entrance?
one, hell yeah.
Scotty works for AEW.
He's a AEW
They
now.
won't
He's
bring
an
him in.
AEW employee now.
Oh man, come on, let him have a free pass. I just want to see
Yep, he's an AEW employee now.
the
Ooh,
Scotty Too Hottie.
yeah, he is. That's true.
Yep. It's gonna be a good match. I think it's gonna be a good match though. Who y'all think?
yeah,
gonna win?
yeah, that's top 3 for sure.
I think main event Jey Uso wins it. To be honest, Jimmy. I love Jimmy, but Jay is just got.
He's hot right now.
I think this: if the Bloodline loses on both ends, Jimmy's the only saving grace.
Yep.
He's the only saving grace. If what the Rock
unless-
show was true that we saw on SmackDown that night, Jimmy's going to be the only positive thing in the Bloodline if the other matches go south.
Unless they've got what is Rock's stipulation for that match?
Whoever wins, the Bloodline can't be at ringside, right? Like if they don't win, the Bloodline can't be at ringside.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Now I want you to think about this. He's already been signed. What do you think they're going to do with Tama Tonga?
Ooh,
Yeah.
He might be
yeah.
that X
Yeah.
factor.
Good point.
Remember, Rock said if you guys lose, Bloodline rules.
Yep.
Tama Tonga out of nowhere.
makes a
Putting the
difference.
hammer down.
Yep, makes a
Or
difference.
He
There you go.
can come out, yeah, but he could flip it and help Cody.
Oh, Cody.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, and I fully believe that The Rock is going to turn.
Oh, I do too.
I think that has something to. I think The Rock told Cody yesterday at the beginning of the show, just go with it today, or something to that effect.
No, he said, "I'm gonna make you bleed."
Is that what he said?
He said that last week on Raw, and it happened this week.
Exactly. He did.
No, he didn't say that when he whispered it in his ear yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, is that what he said?
I read his rip. I read the lips. I watched it like 3 or 4 times. That's what he said. You will bleed tonight. And he just said that's why he stepped back and walked out.
Walked out.
And if you see Cody's face, he's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" What?
And then we saw
Fuck
it.
Cody's head up. It
Yep.
fucked Cody's head up. Then when he was running his mouth and he said that one and his music hit, oh, it was on. He knew what was coming.
Do anybody think MJF showing up?
No.
No,
No.
hell no.
No, I do not.
Yeah,
No.
I don't either.
No.
I don't
I
either.
think, honestly, I think he's re-signing. I think AEW is doing the smart thing right now and pulling all of his shit down because it adds allure when he pops back up on AEW television.
If he
AEW
goes
would
to the
be-
E, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, I think AEW
No,
is a
that's
better
good
place
point,
for him
Ty.
right
I don't
now.
know. Yeah.
AEW would be stupid not to sign him back.
Yeah, I think Tony Khan just needs to offer him big money. Like
We've
he
been talking
can't
about it for
lose him.
6 months. They got to back
Yeah.
the truck up, man.
Yeah,
You got to
they
back the
can't
truck
lose
up.
him. You got to finish the story with Adam Cole.
You do.
Truly, that's
There
the
you
only
go.
thing. That's the only thing that's gonna save Adam Cole right now because people
Yeah.
are hating on a motherfucker.
Yeah. And
They
I'm
not
one
hating
of
on
them.
him, but
The
that
Undisputed
shit's
Kingdom's
stale as
trash.
fuck, man.
And I'm
Shit's
one of
stale
them.
as
Yeah,
fuck.
it is because it wasn't what was exactly planned because Cole broke his foot.
Cole broke his foot. But boy, they didn't pivot very well, did they?
Nope,
No,
nobody didn't.
Cole
really
should be
didn't.
champion right now. Truly.
No, he should be 100%. But adapt.
I ain't mad at Joe. Don't get me wrong though, but
No, I gotta
Yeah.
say, I'm enjoying Joe.
Joe's been
But
fun.
real
been
quick,
fine.
we got to get through this Mania card because I still want to talk about Dynamite a little bit.
Intercontinental Championship match: Sami Zayn versus the champion Gunther.
Do we still think this is gonna hold, or is Chad getting in this match somehow, some way?
Chad's gonna get in this match some way somehow.
I hope it
'Cause he
holds.
He's already told him he's gonna beat him. How sooner or later he's gonna get him.
I hope it holds though, for real.
I hope it
I
holds.
want to see Chad.
Chad's the only one that came close to beating him.
Yeah.
Clean.
Let Sammy get it, man. I
For
want to see it.
what?
Let's hold it. He's earned it.
He had the tag
He's carried
titles.
it. He's carried it, man. He's been carrying the load, man. Let him have one.
Nah.
Stacks, you been smoking?
Boom.
He's even smoking.
Nope, that's me.
'Cause that
If
comment you just
anybody's
made
smoking,
was dumb.
if anybody's smoking, it's Josie. If anybody's smoking, it's Josie.
That last comment you just made was dumb. He ain't carrying shit.
I just don't think Sammy deserves it. I just don't.
No, he doesn't.
And I'm not hating on Sammy because I like Sammy, but I just
I
don't
do
think he
too.
deserves it.
I'll be the outlier. That's fine. Give him.
Because I just feel if you put it on Sammy, it dies.
I just love Chad. I think
It
I
dies
just feel
right
like
there.
Chad has worked so hard to get over, and the whole Alpha Academy. I didn't even like the Alpha Academy at first, but it's gotten over, and not just him, but it's helped Otis and
It has.
that
Yeah,
one.
because Otis was done.
And that one
was.
girl.
He was done,
It's
done.
even happened to Kira. It's even helped Akira Tozawa, who was more than done.
Yeah. True that.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
So, I would love to see Chad be the one to dethrone Gunther, and on that, I do think whoever faces Gunther beats Gunther.
Everybody,
because you can make the case Gunther's outgrown the title. He don't need
it. There's no case to be made. It's true.
He don't need it.
He has outgrown the IC title. He holds every record.
He needs to be on that next level. He needs to be on the world title level.
He earns every record that there is as far as length with the IC title.
Yep,
there is nothing more for him to do.
Move up to the world title level. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Roman. I don't care if it's Seth. He needs to be in the next round up.
I think I want to see him dethrone Seth. I want to see it be him and Seth. I think him and Seth would put on a great.
That would be amazing.
Story. It'd be an awesome. They're just so you got the flashy versus the ring general.
Yeah, tried to help man.
The original match was supposed to be him and Brock, right?
Yeah.
Now that would have been a hellified match.
That would have been a good match.
Meat madness right there. Some meat smashing.
Yes. That would have been up.
Man, Gunther might chop the hell out of Seth Rollins. He might chop that man back to another dimension.
I would love to see that though.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a match.
Hell yeah, he'll go right back to Tyler Black.
That's what we want to see.
Go all the way back to Tyler Black. His hair just all of a sudden, his hair just goes blonde and black.
Yeah. You get that chop, boy. Woo.
All right, next match.
Triple threat match.
Sami Zayn train, baby. Keep it up. Choo choo.
Triple threat match for the United States Championship. Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton versus Logan Paul.
I gotta say, this match. This intrigues me.
Because I'm gonna watch Mania. I'm gonna watch both nights.
No question.
So this match will be a match that I will actually sit there and be like, okay, what do y'all got? I know nothing about this. I haven't watched. Usually leading up from Rumble to now, I've watched programming, so I know some. This is one of the first Manias I can remember in a long time. I'm going in pretty much blind.
Yeah.
So, but I mean the match. I mean Owens, Orton. And I give Logan Paul his props. I think the man has put in the work and he is talented. I'll give him his flowers.
You can go.
I'm giving my personal opinion, and I'm just doing it because he's back. He's returned from injury. He's looked good. I'm giving it to Randy.
I could see it.
Yeah.
But for what? Why would you put the US strap on Randy?
Because I'm looking at Kevin Owens. And
they don't write him very well.
They don't do a good job with him. They don't do a good job storyline.
Every time he's held the U.S. title, they write him terrible.
I just don't feel like the writing
they don't do a good job with him when he's the champion.
It'll give more cachet if Randy gets it, I feel like.
Right. He brings a little bit more. Personally, I'm tired of Logan Paul. personally. So that's why I say Randy Orton.
They
I
need
like
to change that damn belt too.
They
I
do.
like watching
That belt-
them.
Yeah, that belt
belt
needs an
ugly.
update, man. They've
That belt
updated
ugly.
them all at
Yeah.
this point. Like
That belt
that
is
belt
ugly.
needs an update. It
Yeah, it
is
does.
ugly, and it is a landmark of a bygone era. Like
It's
I
an
say bring
eyesore.
back.
they might as well
Personally,
call
I
that.
say
They
bring
might
back
as
the
well call
Lex
that.
Luger U.S. title. Fuck it.
You know what they ought to call that title? They might as well call that title the 9/11 title. Because it came out in 9/11 and it has been the same title ever since.
That's
Or
true.
no, they just changed it to
Don't
that
forget they changed
stupid
it that one
eagle.
night.
The
Yeah.
eagle.
Yeah, that eagle.
Yeah,
I did
the
forget
eagle.
that. I did forget
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Now, I have always said that eagle title in black looks pretty damn good.
I agree.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think they would. I think that's one of the problems with WWE in general is them getting away from the traditional black belt. Like the
I
colored
agree.
belts make
I
them
agree.
just look like toys.
It's cartoon, man. Yeah.
Especially with their when it's
cartoon.
Put it in my
the
Happy Meal.
colored with their logo, it just looks like such a fucking
In
toy.
cartoons, you go buy one on WB shop. Go ahead
Put
spending
it in my
$500.
Happy Meal.
Your ass spending $500 for the U.S. title. Hell no.
No, not that one. No.
Hell,
So,
not that one.
all right.
Hell no.
That's
Next
not to
match,
say I
Will.
wouldn't like Kevin Owens to win it, but it's just not gonna happen. Next.
All right, we got the Women's World Championship match. Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley.
Don't care.
Rhea, don't care. Rhea, don't care.
Don't
Tom,
care.
let me ask you a question.
Even though, oh, go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you a question, Big Tone, and maybe it's just me. Becky look healthy to you?
No.
Will thinks
No.
she's sick.
I do
No.
too.
I do too. I do too.
She
Just
don't look
watching her the
healthy
last
to
couple
me.
weeks, she looks like her back is messed up, her knee something's wrong with her.
Yeah.
So that's not the Becky we know.
Where's
Something's wrong.
Where's the muscle tone?
I gotta say that. Did anybody else? She really knocked the fuck out of Dominic. Like that wasn't
Yeah,
no full
she-
punch.
She-
Like
she
she
made him
knocked
look like
the
a fucking
shit out of him.
ragdoll.
That's a
She made
worker's
him
punch,
look like a
though.
fucking ragdoll.
Right on the
Oh my
chin,
God.
bro.
That's a worker's
Like
punch, though.
boom.
That's
She
a
knocked his
worker's punch,
fucking
though.
lights out.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
worker's
still a
punch.
move. It's still a move, but like
And
you
when
don't see that very often anymore.
when I interviewed Buff Bagwell some years ago, he said that was one of the hardest things for him to learn is that worker's punch. That's why you saw him do other things until he got that down. But
You don't see, and I think what really threw me is there was no turn from Dominic. Like he did not glance the blow. He took it all. So it just looked like a straight up just right hook. Bam!
Yeah, straight to the jaw. He took that like a champ.
Yeah,
But-
I gotta
He
say,
took that like a champ.
I love Dominic. I think that kid
Thank
has
you,
come
Josie.
such a fucking.
How long
I've
have
said
I
this.
been- I
I've
know
said
you
this
have.
before.
I know.
I think that dude has come a
Here we
long
go.
goddamn way.
God
Here we
damn,
go.
I've been on the
Look at
train
them.
since
Look
day
at
one.
Big Tone, look at these two. Look at these two down here. Next thing you know, it's gonna be Dom. It's gonna be Dom versus that guy in AEW. Ricky Starks.
Oh, give it to me all day.
Dude, that would be a killer
Yes.
fucking match.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's
Will,
what
you
she
got-
said,
you might
but
got
for
something
real,
right there
Will.
That's their boy.
For the saddest son of a bitch in professional wrestling against those two,
Mm-hmm.
I can see that match. And I see Dom whooping his ass. I see
Son
Dom
of a bitch
whooping
in
Ricky Starks'
wrestling, he
ass.
says.
I really do.
I would. Dom is just he's come so long. The Judgment Day has been so great for him.
Yup.
He's growing to his character. Yeah.
The atomic level heat that he has like he has more heat than like he's on a level that few have attained with his heat.
He's on Piper level heat.
He's on a Piper level. Yeah.
Them fans hate his ass.
Yeah.
They do.
When he can't even promo half
Get out
the
of
time.
sentence.
Nope.
Yeah, he can't even get out a full sentence.
Nope.
So
shut up.
And when he eventually does turn back and becomes like Rey Mysterio Jr. and masks up or something for the first time,
that ain't gonna happen.
Oh, I think it will. I 100% think it will at some point.
No.
To some extent, he will take the name at some point.
You think he does?
The only reason why I say it's not gonna happen is because he, like you said, he has come into that character right now that he has.
Oh, I don't say
Why
it'll be
put him
anytime
back?
soon. I don't say anytime soon, but it's in professional wrestling, it's more likely than it isn't for a character to some point turn face.
Well,
Rarely are there
Oh yeah, he'll
characters
go
that
back.
can hold it.
It'll be a couple years, but
Yeah,
he'll go back.
I'm not saying
after,
soon. I just think there will be a time where he will come back.
maybe after his dad retires.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
Man, maybe after Raymond.
I can see that, or like right before, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of
before.
Ray, I saw it
I
yesterday.
can't see pro wrestling. I can't see pro wrestling without Mysterio or Rey Mysterio or Guerrero. It's hard not to see because when Chavo, I was cool with Chavo. Chavo retired. Oh man, we ain't got Eddie, we ain't got Chavo, and now if he doesn't take that mantle of his dad, I don't think it's right. So I think he will end up taking that mantle, but it's going to be some time after his father retires.
Oscar ain't going nowhere for a while. He's already
Chavo making movies now.
Yeah, he's making movies now.
Chavo down here in the southeast corner of the Midwest getting his money in small gyms. That's what Chavo's doing.
Not crazy, yo. Chavo.
All right, next match, Will.
By the way, I think Rhea Ripley wins. I think it's gonna be.
There's no reason for Becky to win this match.
I think Rhea wins, and she goes on to better things.
Becky's in it because Charlotte's hurt. That's the real reason.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Exactly.
That's the only reason. Yeah. All right.
Charlotte in there in the first place.
All right. Let me ask. And I know. I think we even asked Joseph who's gonna win this. WWE Women's Championship match: Bayley versus Io Sky. I knew who.
Bayley. I 100% think Bayley wins this match. Like anybody who's like
big booty Bayley, big booty Bayley.
I just think it's time. I think Bayley has since returning back at SummerSlam. I think she has really done her time and put a lot of people over. It's time for her to get another run.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's time. We haven't seen was she faced the first time she won the title?
Yes.
Okay,
right?
so that's the last face run we've seen for her as a title holder. So I think it's time. I would love to see a face Bayley with the women's title. I think the Damage Control storyline, from what I've seen of it and everything, is probably one of the better storylines outside of the bloodline that they put together coming into this Mania.
I agree, but it's running its course though.
Oh,
but it
absolutely.
is. I think this needs to end it.
And it'll end it. Yeah.
Yeah. I do see this Mania as being more of what old Manias of old were, and you're going to see a lot of endings in this Mania. You're going to see a lot of stories come to a close.
Yeah.
That's the way Mania is supposed to be, and then that Monday Night Raw after is supposed to be the kickoff to new stories.
Revitalize.
But that Monday after Raw, it's always been a reset, and I think this is going to happen.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I still watch the Monday after every time, and I've been disappointed every year.
Jade Cargill.
There's a prediction going around that she might make an appearance on this Mania.
I don't know.
There's a rumor going around saying she might make an appearance on this Mania.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
She's either going to have something to do with the Rhea match with Rhea and Becky, or it's going to be Bayley and Io Sky.
Because I can't see, as long as, and Big Tone, I can't see anybody else, as long as Charlotte's on the shelf, I can't see anybody else that can match up to Rhea.
Fill that spot.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta see. She's still so green to me, and I say that with her time. And they in AEW they did the same thing with her that they did with Goldberg. They protected her. However, I think Jade is way more talented. I think she definitely is a women's champion. And
did you see her in the Rumble? She gotten some ass. She knows what the fuck she's doing.
She looked green. She looked green, bro.
She's getting used to the WWE style. Like
She
everybody
looked
has
very
to.
green, and I heard in the Rumble she was forgetting a lot. Was one of the problems, and it's been a recurring problem. Is she forgets a lot in the ring?
Like I said, like you said, yeah, she's still green, yeah. Like I said, but she showed everybody what she can do. We've seen it in AEW. We wanted to see if all that stuff she
I
done
don't
in
think we
AEW
saw it in
comes
AEW.
over.
I think.
We
I
didn't
think
really
we
see
saw.
it.
I think we saw.
I think we
Glimpses.
saw
Me and Josie,
glimpses.
You saw glimpses.
because me and Josie saw her opening match in
Yeah.
AEW.
Yes,
And
yes.
from that point forward, you saw her sort of kind of grow
And she
Right.
grew
there.
tons.
And Josie, let me ask you this. I still think, even though she lost to Stratlander, I still think if she would have stayed in AEW, I still think she would have got that title back and continue to grow. This is the one part I hate about her being in WWE, because in WWE, it's a whole different style altogether.
100%.
So
That's
she's
it,
starting
right
from-
there.
she's-
Right there.
Exactly.
she's starting
But
from the bottom.
and
She's starting from the
again,
bottom up.
I'm not talking against her. And this is my other thing: is not everybody can adjust to that WWE.
No,
I'm
no.
waiting to see
I
if
agree,
she
you're right.
can. I'm waiting to see, because not everybody can. And
But-
I'm not gonna dog her tone. Yes, she looked good in the Rumble, and you saw again glimpses. But
But I
I
do-
want
but-
to see what I want to see at this point is a 10 to 15 minute clean match.
Yep.
Let me ask you,
Clean
but her
agree.
cons, she's green. Another con she has, she can't talk.
She's not great on the mic.
Nah, she
She's
can't
not great
talk
on the
shit.
mic at all.
Nope.
But her pros, her
She
physicals are
looks
her
great.
pros. Her physicals are her pros.
Yep.
And look who she's in the WWE with. You got Natty right. You got Natty right there.
Yep.
To help
Shawn
her grow
Michaels, who's shown he's great with female wrestlers.
with the
Amazing.
female wrestlers.
Yep.
And then if you do put her up against Rhea, which I think you would do, she's a
You've
pro
also-
in herself.
You've
So,
also
you know.
got Bob Holly, who works with the females back there a lot
Yep.
too. So
So
As
she's
we
got
were
so
saying,
she's
it's a
got
good
a lot of upside. But I get what you're saying, because you want to see her do it, and I get that.
yes, I guess
For like 10,
Well,
15 minutes.
this is my thought on. I guess Will is I'm ready. Like I've watched her for so long, I'm ready to see some real growth,
Right,
like
right.
real
I
movement.
agree.
I want
I
to
understand what you're
see that.
I feel you.
I think it is time in her career to give that one near perfect match. Not perfect, but like you watch it and you're like, there's nothing I can say about you in that.
Right.
And
Right.
because again, she gets really close. There's just always something. She's a misstep behind something. And I think going back, I think that was probably her same issue in AEW. Because if you go back and look,
Mhm.
it looks like she does forget things.
Yeah.
Just little things.
But I do think for what she will be, which she's not going to be a scientific wrestler or a catches you can style type wrestler. She's going to be a power wrestler.
Yeah.
So knowing
Yeah, she's
that,
not gonna be like Santana Garrett. Sucks.
exactly.
We're not-
Thank you
we're
so
not having
much,
that.
sir.
Not having that.
And by the way, fuck Santana Garrett. But anyway,
It was coming at some point.
fuck her. But she's coming in as a power wrestler. She's going to be able to match Rhea, if not overtake that. Because if you look at Rhea and Becky, guess what? 6 inches, about maybe 30
About that.
pounds between the two of
About
them.
that. 6
That's
inches,
not
30
even-
pounds, yeah. That's about it.
It's
All right. Well, next match we got to get
All
going
right.
because I still want to
All
talk
right.
about AEW.
World
Queen
Heavyweight
Sweep.
Championship match. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. God, Seth Rollins, I need you to win.
Yeah, I'm still not feeling Drew. I know some people are really feeling this Drew and the stuff he's doing with Punk, and I'm just
That's the match.
not
That's
a
the
Drew
match
guy.
everybody wants. That's the match everybody wanted. At WrestleMania, it was supposed to be Drew and CM Punk.
I thought it was supposed to be Punk and Rollins.
Yeah, that's what it was written that way. But
yeah.
with the interaction between Drew and CM Punk, that would have been a better. To me, that would have been better.
I just don't care for Drew. I just don't.
I don't either. That's another dude that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yep.
find him boring.
Yep.
And he can't talk either.
He has some flashes here and there, but it's not enough to. It's not.
When he
enough
was
to
in there with
carry.
Damian Priest a
Honestly,
couple
though-
weeks ago. When he was in there with Damian Priest a couple weeks ago, Stacks is right. Because when he was in there with Damian Priest a couple weeks ago, he showed flashes of what
He did. He does. He does. He shows flashes.
He can be good.
But it's not consistent. But then
Right.
again, guys, we've been talking about it for the last hour. Does it have more to do with the writing?
yeah.
It could be.
True.
Well, we did all enjoy him in Impact. So
Yeah, he did.
He did
Hey,
get an impact. That's true.
Off the subject, real quick. What do you think they're going to do with Damian Priest since he didn't cash in the Money in the Bank contract?
I think he's going to lose it.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be the
No.
first person for it to expire on.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was a waste.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's go on to the next one. Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins versus Reigns and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
The final boss, and it's going to be the way it looks, is going to be the final boss and Roman.
I think so. To lead to all kinds of shenanigans in the match the night too.
Can I say
Because
can I say
we might as well just talk about these together. So
can I just say because the next match after that be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Can I say something though? I think Seth turns on Cody.
I think it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I think the fact that
I
think the fact that no Jay, Sammy, Seth showed up for Cody last night. I know there's a lot of people talking about the fact that you saw Rock or Cena in Austin in the background at one point, and that maybe they get involved.
They were there?
No, when Rock was outside beating the shit out of Cody, they were out on a truck right behind them.
Oh yeah, the bill on the truck in the back. Yeah. I remember that. I was
So,
about to say they were there. Oh shit! Then there's some real shit coming on. If he
So-
were there.
But I just think Seth turns on Cody. I do.
But do you think that that the Shield thing with him and Roman? I think that match has got to happen. That match has to happen between him and Roman. I'm talking for all the marbles. Those two have to go at it to settle that.
Unify the
'Cause they
title.
have,
no, they're not unifying the titles again.
fuck no. Why would
So
they do that? That's stupid.
we don't unify the title. It'll just be a match.
Yeah, I think they haven't had a true, real battle.
Right.
They had the kind of closing of the Shield match,
Yeah.
but
Next Mania.
especially where the fact that Roman is going to be really cutting back. We're
Yeah, I
not
was
going
gonna
to
say,
see Roman
Next
much
Mania,
anymore.
that'd be perfect. Though, really.
He's losing.
Yeah,
I think
'cause
I think he's losing the match to Cody though.
Yeah,
I
I
do.
do too.
I do.
I do
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
do.
Again,
it's solidified.
0-34 Solo Sikoa. The Rock can't be trusted as far as you could throw him, which you're not throwing
out
that
of the
motherfucker
Rock.
very far.
It's out of the Rock, Solo, and if they, like I said before, if Tama Tonga come in there, there's gonna be some shenanigans.
I still
Something
think
going on.
I still
Something
could
going on.
I could still see that shady Polly E collaborating with the Rock and going over that side. The bloodline continuing just without Roman.
I can see that
If
too.
you see Paul Lee go with Seth though.
No.
No, I don't. See
There's
it.
no need. Seth don't need nobody to talk for him. Seth's one of the best talkers in the game.
He don't. But I still think Seth turns on Cody. I still think he does it.
All right. Real quick before we get out of here, I do want to talk about last week's AEW because I gotta say, Tone, I gotta tell you, you might want to check it out again. We're coming up on we've had 6 weeks of really good shows at this point. And last week's the Copeland Christian match, whoo!
That was fantastic.
Man,
that was
it
a banger.
started off hot with
was a
Everybody
banger.
knows those two got it in them.
Yes.
They've always put on a show when they
Yep.
need to.
Yes.
Those two always put on a show.
But it wasn't just that. The Rampage, because it was a 3-hour long. Those women, the Willow and Chris Statlander, Sky Blue, Julia Hart match, another banger.
No, I saw
So
that.
good.
That was a banger. I saw that.
I'm gonna have to go back
So-
and watch that
That was
one.
good.
I didn't get to
I saw
watch
that.
that one.
It was so good. What was the other? The TNT title match was that?
That
Or no, the
yeah.
Continental Crown.
Why
Seeing
they? Why
Oh,
they
caught
put
out
it?
there selling those chops.
Why they put it on Okada now?
I think AEW doesn't do that often, or maybe not at all. Have they put a title on someone that fast? I think Okada deserves it. I think again, him and Eddie had a great match.
It'll
It
set
was
up for a
Those two
rematch.
always have.
Yeah.
Those two always have great matches in
Yeah.
Japan. Those two always have. That
Yeah.
those two. That's a no-brainer. But my thing is, I would have waited and put that either that one on him or the TNT belt a little bit later because he just got there. They just signed him not too long ago.
Yeah, but again, it's again what we said, what we were talking earlier. The man makes the title. I think Okada, and I know y'all aren't Bucks fans, but this whole thing that those three have got going on right now, it's
amazing.
great. It's so good.
It's carrying it.
And I gotta say, even though that Okada doesn't speak a lick English, he is one of those guys that he just oozes so much goddamn charisma. Like I'm enthralled by him. Like he when he was promoting his match with Eddie, I'm just like, this man can't, I don't understand half of what he's saying, but like he's amazing.
No, Okada's good. But you got to realize, if you look at it, those two clowns are trying to put the Bullet Club back together from 1819.
Again, I understand where you're coming from. I know they rehash things. They're trying to rehash things that worked for them in New Japan. I totally get it. I'm just saying right now, I'm enjoying
I like them
it.
right now. I like them right now. They've reinvented themselves. It's been fun.
So yeah, I think that match was another banger of a match. What was the kickoff match? Shit, I can't think of it.
That was the kickoff match.
That was the kickoff match.
Yeah.
You got Jericho versus Hook, which again,
that was pretty
another
good.
good match.
Good.
Hooked. What we said a couple of weeks ago, Hook came out of that match exactly like he did, looking strong. I'm anxious to see what the proposition is this week. With that, I'm enjoying the story that they're building here. I'm enjoying seeing Jericho without a faction for the first fucking time in AEW.
Same.
Everybody
really
knows Chris can tear it up on his own. His mic skills have not dropped off.
And I'm not a big fan of Chris Jericho outside the ring, but I think he's doing exactly what he should right now. He's putting people over. Everybody that stepped in the ring with him in the last year and a half has went on to better things.
Yep.
True.
I agree.
That's true.
So yeah, I'm excited for this because I've been a Hook fan since he been FTW champion coming off of Team Taz. I like him. I know he's not probably ever going to be world heavyweight material. He's just too small. I hate to say it. Like,
well, if they did it right, they can do the same thing that the E did for Daniel Bryan.
Maybe, yeah.
True.
There's I would love. The thing is if he bulks up, he's gonna look so much like his dad.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not sure that's his thing.
That's why they call him the babyface assassin, because you never know what he's gonna do.
Yeah. So yeah, I gotta say, I feel like AEW is really on a good track with where they're going. I'm excited for Dynasty. I do think MJF is coming back, even though they pulled him off the roster. They pulled his merch down.
Intrigue, baby. Intrigue.
Yeah, I think that makes great intrigue right now because you're coming into Mania season. The rumor has been for months that he's going to show up at Mania. Why wouldn't you, if you're AEW, buy into that and use that?
Could you imagine though he does flip?
It'd be huge. It'd be huge. I think it's a bad move on his part. I do. And I think honestly, Tony needs to do whatever he
Take
can
care
to
of him.
not
Take
let
care of him.
that happen.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too.
The question is, yeah, I do, I agree. But the question is, if he was to jump, what are they going to do with him?
That's
Him and
it.
Cody. Him and Cody.
Yeah, but
Eventually. Yeah.
yeah, he's not going to be able to be the MJF he's in AEW in WWE,
No,
and I just don't know if it
Trips
would
will not like- no, Trips will
play
not
the
like that.
same.
I think he can adapt though. He's good enough about building the character. I think he could.
I don't want to see him leave.
Well, no, I don't want to see him that way either. But I think he can conform. I do.
We haven't been on since the Jay Lethal Darby Allin match 2 weeks ago, have we? Or were we?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Banger match. Too
Yep.
bad for Darby though. Broke his
Another
foot.
one. That poor man.
Able to climb
Well
Everest
seen, bro.
this year.
I'll give him that.
Well
I mean,
seen.
I'll watch. Like I said, tomorrow I'll definitely watch it tomorrow because I started watching it last week, but I had to drive and I had to cut it off and get where I had to get. But yeah, I'll watch it tomorrow and go from there because I've been keeping tabs on it.
Give it a shot, and this is what I will say. This is what I tell everybody. Watch it more like you would watch a basketball game, a football game, where it's just you can see random matchups. I think, and I realize more and more they are both wrestling, but they are very much different types of wrestling. There's sports entertainment, and then there is pro wrestling. And what AEW is putting out is more of a pro wrestling, not so much the Americanized version of it, but it is traditional pro wrestling.
Old school. Like
further back than most of us.
I was gonna say to its core.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The disrespect. Did you hear that, Big Tone?
Hey,
I heard
that.
I let that slide.
We gonna let you slide on that one, Jonesy. We're gonna let you slide.
That was not meant as a dig, but you can take it however you
We're
like.
gonna let you slide on that one, Jonesy.
And again, I'm excited for another match. Real quick, Stacks, you brought it up in our chat. I gotta say this. I do agree with you. I don't like the new Dynamite colors.
No, I do not.
Everything else.
Yeah.
And ask you, why, if the shit ain't broke, why fix it?
Don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I really think what it was, and
I
like
this. You're trying to modernize it.
Well, this is the thing. They just changed sets like not 9 months ago. But I think what it was is he wanted to bring the tunnels back. Because the tunnels were iconic to AEW. He likes having the heel face tunnel.
Yeah. Well,
I like everything they did. Everything they did. The writing, the tunnels coming back. But yes, why that color scheme? Because it does look like NXT 2.0.
It does. It does.
And I did notice, and we'll see if they do it again this week. They have widened their ramp quite a bit. Like,
yeah, they have.
They're giving these guys like huge space to walk down.
Yeah. Are they doing? Are they trying to do the ramps like the old school, the beginning of SmackDown? Remember how the ramps were big on SmackDown?
Yep, I remember. Yep.
Well, and one thing they brought back too is, at least during the Continental Classic last week, they had Renee down at the end of the ramp. Kind of doing some final thoughts as Eddie was coming down, which was cool. It's different. It's something you don't see a lot. I heard it referred to.
That's sports based.
Yeah, I heard it was referred to a lot with.
It's like a sideline reporter
with USC. What that girl from USC does before every match. I heard it compared to that a lot. So you've gotta open that mind and. I think you will, Big Tone, and I think you're going to watch it this week and be impressed more than you were because I feel like it's coming a long way. The women's division to me is fire. I need some DMD. on my TV.
Oh,
It's-
yes, sir.
too
It's the
epic.
best. It's the
I
best.
agree with
women-
that.
It's the best. It's the best women's division in wrestling right now.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
I agree.
I know
The
we're
only
running.
thing about the women's division in AEW, Rio's got to go.
I
Really?
enjoy Riho.
Kenny Omega's fantasy has to go.
Wow.
I enjoy Riho. I understand. I think she's very talented. I do think she needs to get out of the women's title picture. I think she would be fitted for more the TBS title.
TBS title.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's more her lane. I would agree.
Yeah.
I think she's too talented to let go. But
I'm not saying she needs to leave the company. She has to get out of the main title picture.
No,
yeah,
I agree with
because
that.
I understand that too, because it's the way they use her too. She's gone for months, and then she comes in and gets a title shot just because she's the first champion ever. Then she's gone again for months. Comes back in, gets a women's title shot.
You can say
Just
because she's packed though. Really.
Yeah.
So I agree.
TBS, I got no problem with it.
But yeah, there's so much talent in that AEW women's division. So much talent.
There is.
And
it's just a matter
so
of how
many
they write it.
great matches. I'm loving the Deano Peraza Thunder Rosa thing right now. I'm loving the Northeast connection. Like,
give me more of it on my screen.
Yeah. So, Will, real quick, I know we gotta go, but real quick, TNA filmed tapings in Philadelphia, sold out show. Is TNA going to be able to keep together without Scott D'Amore, or are they eventually going to crumble?
I think they're going to
They're going to crumble.
It's going to crumble, right?
They're going to crumble. They're going to crumble. They're not going to be able to do it because Scott was bringing in every any intervention within Impact. It was him for the majority of it. And now that he's gone, you have somebody else in there who seems to have, and this is just my early interpretation, doesn't have the same wrestling vision that he does.
No.
So at the same point,
how sad is that though?
It's gonna die. It's gonna crumble. It's gonna crumble.
Does anybody know why they fired Scott D'Amore?
So the what I have seen and what I have read is he made an offer that was a reasonable offer with a big bank behind him. From what I'm hearing, like 10 million was the offer, something like that.
So he did the Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, well, he saw the writing on the wall, so he made the offer. And what it is they want to bring it more into Anthem and not it be its own thing and connect it more to Anthem. And so they put Anthem. So they basically did what WCW did and made where Turner was running the company. And that's basically what's going on now. You've got a couple of guys who I think are old WWE guys who are running the operation, but there's not a lot of wrestling mind there in the top. Like, yes, you've got Dreamer and D'Lo and a lot of wrestling mind in the creative.
So that's where D'Lo went.
But it's also they had a chance to get Braun Strowman at one point. Anthem would not fork over the money. Like, they will not.
And see, this is what I say, no innovation. They don't see down. Braun could have been a big superstar for them. And huge and draw money. Anthem didn't see that. And that's what I'm saying. It's gonna crumble. There's no vision. They're worried about money and bottom line. And sometimes you have to take a chance to make that money.
Well, and ultimately what's gonna kill them is just they're so wanting to keep Impact. What's going to end up killing TNA is the fact that they just refuse to get them a better TV deal because they want them on their own network. And unfortunately, that will eventually Anthem will be selling their library to either WWE or AEW.
And pisses me off because Impact was heading in the right direction.
Oh my God, dude! Just 6 months ago, we were talking about how if they had a better TV deal, they'd be vying AEW for the number 2 spot easily.
Yes, they would.
Easily, they had the best women's division in wrestling. Easily, and now here we are 6 months later, and like not a lot has changed. But I think what it is nothing really has changed. The product is still good right now. I think what it is fans know it's coming. We know it's coming. Like, we just know, because honestly, I love TNA, but TNA is cursed. It has been since the beginning. It's always
since Jeff Jarrett once Jeff left, yeah.
Oh, even the NWA days, like, you knew it, so it was gonna fall apart at some point. Like,
Yeah.
No, you can't say that. You can't say
when
that.
NWA pulled out,
after Dixie left. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
When NWA pulled out, and it was just Jarrett for a while before Dixie came in, like, they had their struggle then. Then Jarrett and Dixie partnered up and started to rebuild. Then they kicked Jarrett out. Then Dixie makes some of the dumbest moves in history and trusts Bischoff and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And they almost killed it. Then Jeff gets it again with GCW, and that lasts like 6 months, and then Jeff's back in rehab, and then we all thought it was dead again. And then D'Amore and Don Callis. Remember? Oh, I think Big Tone had to go.
And we got him. I got him.
Oh.
But and now you're seeing, and you speak of NWA, they're gonna be the first ones out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's such trash. Like,
the boy, your Smashing Pumpkin boy just fucks it completely up.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is I don't want to just blame him. I think the pandemic had a lot to do with them. They were doing so good before.
Fucked everybody up.
It did. But WWE and AEW had enough money to figure out a way to keep running. Billy at that point did not, especially considering his whole draw was the old school crowd-based studio type wrestling that he couldn't do without a crowd. It wouldn't have worked. And so
no, let me stop you there. If he did, like you said, if he had the money, if he would do the same thing that he did, maybe. But I agree. You're right.
He didn't have the money to do.
And then by the time his talent left,
a lot of them did.
A lot of them left, and he had to go to Old Boy to be his champion.
There was no saving it.
There was no saving it at that point.
And I gave it a chance because honestly, during Tyrus's run, we were saying everything else that NWA is doing is great. Camille was also having a killer run. And like, you had a lot of good things going on over there still. Yeah. But even at now, EC3, I don't feel like has done much. They've done a lot of partnership with OVW, which, don't get me wrong, I think is one of the growing promotions in wrestling. And I think you could see them making a move for a top spot. I heard today that Conan's saying that AAA had a TV deal before the pandemic that things got screwed up, that's about to kick in. So we're maybe getting some AAA on TV here in the USA. I'm telling you, like, we are living in a world of wrestling. Like, we're never going to get back to the Monday Night War type views because of, really, people need to stop watching ratings. They don't matter in this world of wrestling. Like, they don't.
No.
DVR, ladies and gentlemen.
DVR, streaming
services, because Raw still being shown on Hulu.
Yeah.
100%.
Peacock.
Like, these whole the fact that SmackDown or Raw or AEW never goes over 1 million, like, that doesn't matter. And honestly, the same people who talk about crowd numbers of shows, networks don't care about that.
Nope.
They don't.
No, they don't.
They don't give a shit.
Nope, I agree.
So, anybody who thinks, like, if I were going to make a list of the companies who are on the cusp of probably shutting their doors in the next year to 2 years or so, NWA is up there, and that's really the only one I'm thinking of. And there are several companies that could easily. GCW is putting on some good shit lately, like some great shit.
Well, GCW, they have a working relationship with the E now.
Yeah, they have a working relationship with the E, and that's another thing that having AEW and the E now more open is helping the indies in these ways, because now they're able to partner with
More
these
developed.
like you see. I think AEW is partnering with Rev Pro now.
Yep.
Um,
See, the way I'm seeing it, the way Trips is trying to do it, he's going back to the old school way of doing is running the show. Why don't we bring these other guys up and help them get to where they need to be? And so we got to send somebody down there, like they did for OVW.
Let's real quick. Freaking Shayna Baszler
Shayna
versus
Baszler.
Marsha Slamovich at GCW. What the fuck?
I heard that. I heard that's pretty good. This is gonna be pretty good. That's gonna be a good damn match right there.
Yeah.
That blew me away. That blew me away that they were doing that. And with that, I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I think in the next 2 or 3 years, you do see an AEW WWE match or a pay-per-view of something. These two men are too wrestling savvy. Say what you want about Tony Khan, but he does know the business from a fan side. Yeah. And these two men are just too savvy and don't have the egos like Vince did to not see the money that's there.
Oh yeah, Trips. Like you said, it'll take a minute, but Trips will be like,
it'll take some time. It's not going to be anytime soon.
Nah, let's do
But
it.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately. So, bold prediction to end the show.
Any reason you up here?
I was gonna say, are you Mr. Monet?
Are you any reason why you got the money in your hand like that?
I just had it played. You know me, man. Anything that's near me is like my hands never stop. I think in all tonight it's been money, it's been a twisty tie, it's been a paintbrush.
Damn.
Mr.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, real quick before we get out of here, I gotta do this one more time for my boy. I got to one more time for my boy. Oh yeah.
Can you smell it?
WCW Saturday night, baby. Yeah. Y'all remember it? 605. Let's get it.
605.
When they had real tag team.
Let me shut the hell up. Anyway, any final thoughts, gentlemen?
It's a wrap.
Real quick, is there any way they could save this Mania, or is it too late?
It's too late.
Too late.
It's
I
gone.
mean, you're a week away next week.
You know what makes me mad is like we're still gonna hear the biggest Mania of all time 1,000 times for Michael
and the
Cole.
attendance record and all the bullshit.
You hear all the bullshit until 41 comes. Then 41 gonna be the biggest Mania of all time.
How we feeling about Minnesota? How we feeling about that?
I'm trying to go, even if I'm in the nosebleeds. I'm trying to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I heard Minnesota beat out Vegas, which I'm surprised. I am very surprised Minnesota beat out Vegas.
My cousin lives there, so I got places.
Yeah, those were the two finals, and it hasn't been officially announced. They'll announce that at Mania, but
you'll get it at Mania. Yeah, you'll get it at the beginning of the show. Next year we'll be in.
Yeah. So
yeah,
but I've heard it's going to be Michigan.
All right, you guys. If there's nothing else, nothing further, real quick, fuck Santana Garrett, fuck Rob Manfred. We ain't talk about him.
Fuck Jim Cornette.
Fuck Jim Cornette. And if there's nothing else, we'll see you guys next week right here on Fight Night.
Take Dukes in your toilets, not on
good night.
Heads. Have a good one.
Fuck Santana Garrett. Right in the ear. Later, y'all.